Good morning. You're welcome. It's another edition of Morning Dew. It's my pleasure to be here. Thank you. So this morning, the topic is don't waste your pains. Don't waste your pains. And what do I mean by that? You see, when God is teaching us different things, or let me say, when life is teaching us lessons, it's possible we just, take our pains as our pains and then walk away and just think they are just pains. I mean, this is what goes on in life. Many people suffer it like me. And so you just, take it like that. No. Your pains, those who walk with God must realize that their pains are instruments in the hands of God. Not that he is the one bringing you the pains, but when the pains come, they come so as to achieve certain things in you. And they are instruments in the hands of God if you will allow him, to achieve that which he wants to achieve. And the way to utilize this pain and to make the best use of this pain that just happened, especially the last one, which is very fresh in your mind, is to do certain things which I will analyze. Very important, take note. Don't waste this pain. First thing I will tell you is jot down. Now, if you haven't, maybe you suffered a pain recently in life. It could be the loss of a spouse, the loss of a child. It could be the loss of your job. It could be some humiliating experience. As bad as it may look, in a few years, it will no longer feel the same way it feels now. So the first thing I want you to do is jot it down. Jot the pain down. Like, jot the things you learned down. Okay, I suffered, this pain was as a result of, write it down. These are the things I suffered. 1, lack of funds. Lack of friendship, the comradeship at work. That are the things I have suffered. Or if it is a child you lost, describe the pain. Imagine write them down. They won't always be as fresh as this. But one of the things you do sometimes, especially with the pains that have to do with the pains that have to do with a mistake you made or something and all that. Sometimes, those things easily repeat themselves if you don't jot them down. I'm not talking about the loss of a child. That one is a one-time thing, in most people's lives. And it could be something you couldn't avoid. You didn't even know what to do about, So write them down, the things you suffered, how the pain is and everything. Write it down. It could be what will help you to minister, to be of good, to be of use to some other people, later in life. Or again, pick areas you don't understand fully. There are things that happen to me that still give me pain. At least, the last pain that I suffered, I understand so many things that happened. I have sat before God. I have learned so much and gotten some wisdom. I believe a lot of wisdom from what I did and what I didn't do right. But I also understand that there's still some gray areas there. And the fact that you are not writing down, you have not written everything down, you have not asked all the questions, those areas may still be there. You know why that is dangerous? Because if there's still one area which you have not pinpointed, one area that you do not fully understand, even though you understand all, it is possible that you will be lured into that same mistake another time. For instance, if you learned a lesson in going into projects, and you have learned that you should not go into projects with people you cannot trust. You have learned that you should not go into projects with people who are quick to talk, but they won't back it with action. You have learned so many things, you understand, but you didn't write them down. You just know that in your mind that next time, I won't follow anybody to do that kind of thing. You're just saying all the surface level things. Maybe you have not looked at the fact that the other lesson that you have learned is that before you go into any project, you must secure the funds first. I'm talking about something that has happened to me over and over. You know, if you do not pin that first down, that before I go into the next one, I must secure the project, what is going to happen is that the other things that you have mentioned and you have realized very fast that you will not go into project with someone, you will not do this, you will not do that, you have learned all those ones, those ones may not come in the next project, may not be able to tempt you into a next project. But the one that you have left, that you have not pinpointed, which is, oh, you know, if I don't have funds, I won't do it. That one will come back to haunt you, will come back to lure you into it again. And you will have gotten into it before you remember that, oh, this must be why this thing happened the last time. So pinpoint every area, write it down. Pick areas you don't understand fully so that you can ask God. As I said, if there's anything, you ask God and he will reply no matter what. It is that aspect. It is that aspect of, you know, you ask him a question, you want to know better, you want to know what is happening to you and why it's happening to you. Trust. God will answer that one. Okay, so note what is it that you believe should be done differently. Write it down. What do you think you should have done differently? If you are to do that same thing now, next time, what will you do differently? Write it down. You see, the pain will subside. And when it does, oftentimes, we come back, all that we're thinking of is, we'll come back and we no longer remember clearly. And we think we got it, that the pain was so much that, no, this mistake will not repeat itself. But because you did not write it down, you will still come back. And then some of these things will pop up again and you will make this same mistake all over. So note what you believe you should do differently and write it down. After doing all that, ask God, what else is it? Even if you believe you know all that happened and you have downloaded, after everything, still ask God to show you, where is it that, you know, something was wrong there. What is it that you did not see or could not see, didn't see well, and why this thing happened? I remember that my sister told me one time long ago, you know, this could be like 25, 30 years ago. And her husband was, had invested in wood business, you know, in those days, wood business. If you didn't know your way and you put money in people's hands, they could defraud you. So every day they would be like, the person would tell them truck was stuck somewhere. Lorry was stuck in the mud. They would have to look for money for the truck to, the lorry to come out. Different things. And one day she just knelt down and just talked to God and prayed about it. That God, what is happening? Why are they having so much issues about this? And the Lord spoke to her and said, there is no lorry anywhere. The farthest thing on their mind at that time was that the lorry was not there. They were so cumbered by the fact that, oh, there is so much going on. And yeah, they are not having they are having so much issues over bringing the lorry, getting the timber, every other thing they were thinking. And why was it delaying so much? They needed it to come out so that they could recoup their funds. And the Lord said, there is no lorry anywhere. So sometimes that which your mind is farthest from, and you are thinking, the reason I have this pain is because I was associating with this kind of people, is because of the way I allowed these people to enter into me. I thought they were my family. That is how come I got into this problem. That is how come I got so disappointed. Yes, all those things may be true, but ask God to also show you, what is it that you do not know, about all this? What is it? What is the other thing that you do not know about all these things, so that he can tell you, give you, insight into what you do not know? Because the ones you don't know, they are more than the ones you know. In any situation, whatever happens to you, know that the ones you don't know, they are more than the ones you know. So ask God to show you what it is, so that, you may have, you may be able to avoid this when next it comes. And I can assure you, the temptation to go into this same thing that brought you this pain is going to come again. It always does. Because when it now does, when it comes again, how much, what will save you will be the fact that you have prepared yourself the way I've told you this morning, that you have checked everything that you must not do again. You have checked everything that must not tempt you again. And you have asked God to show you even the ones that you do not know, so that you will not fall into the same temptation even again. And the Lord will definitely make sure that, you know, your pain, the last pain you had, the one that still pains you the most, will be your most fruitful one. That because you suffered that last pain, you will not suffer another pain of such. And that God will use this particular pain you suffer, you know, to teach you all the lessons you need to learn in pain, so that you don't need to come back and suffer another pain again. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you, Yunusa. I appreciate you, Emoji, my man of God. Thank you for always coming. Emoji Omolayo Oluwole, thank you so much. Until tomorrow, let's meet again at 7 a.m. Bye.